Can you go over Ephesians 5:4? I feel like I have a very good understanding of it, but I would love to hear what you have to say. Well, I appreciate that. So yeah, let's go ahead and read it. But we're going to back up a bit because Ephesians 5:1 makes the point for Ephesians 5:4. Therefore, be imitators of God. That's the point. As beloved children, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. But sexual immorality and all impurity or covetousness must not be named among you as is proper among saints. Now verse 4. Let there be no filthiness or foolish talk nor crude joking which are out of place, but instead let there be thanksgiving. So what's the point? The point is to be imitators of God. The point is to walk in love as Christ did. When you do crude joking or foolish talk or filthiness, you are not being a good representative of who Christ is. And for all of us, myself included, that includes jokes that are very common, like, that's what she said. You know, those type of jokes, where the implication is something sexual in nature. God's saying, don't do that stuff. If we truly want to be like our Lord, then we need to shape up our act. This does not affect our salvation, but it certainly affects our testimony. And that's what it's all about. And that's the point he makes in verse 5, which says, for you may be sure of this, that everyone who is sexually immoral or impure, or who is covetous, that is an idolater, has no inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. So the idea here is that if you are not a good testimony, you're not going to be leading people to Christ. They're going to think that it's okay to be that kind of person, and they're not going to fully commit themselves to the Lord. So when you give a false testimony, you create false Christians. That's something very important that we need to remember whenever we talk about our God.